Good morning, Girl Gang. This is Amber, founder of Girl Pursuit. Today is the first episode of season 2, and I want to talk about how protecting our children and having a parent's guide to suicide prevention is a very tough and touching and triggering topic to talk about. And I'm going to have the guts to talk about it in hopes that I can make a difference or help someone out that is listening. My son is 7, my daughter is 4, and I need to talk about something that terrifies me as a mother: suicide prevention in young children. Because the statistics are heartbreaking, and as parents, we need to arm ourselves with knowledge, not fear. Today, I'm going to share what every parent of young children need to know. Why this matters now, guys? It matters because the rates have been increasing 8% annually since 2008 for ages 8 to 12. My son's 7, y'all. This is stats that I'm getting off the internet, and I know there could be fact checking done, but this seems quite alarming, and it does seem pretty on level as to what I'm finding. Did y'all know it's now the 5th leading cause of death in preteens? And my kids are approaching this vulnerable age, and I felt compelled to talk about it, to create something. Unfortunately, a few weeks ago in my county, there were 3 suicides, teen suicides that happened. And it hit me. It hit me like a truck. I honestly didn't know, oh, it was so close to home. It was home. This is home in our county and in Central Florida. I came up with this idea. I started this initiative within my son's school. I can't not get emotional about it because it's so tender, and it's not fair for these young children to try to wrap their heads around, hey, try not to kill yourself. Sorry if that comes out too harshly, but that's the truth, right? I have come up with this initiative where the parents of our young children in my son's school, and my daughter will also be going to that school, to come up with something that we can have as a safe space for coming together with either resources, thoughts, tips, takeaways, just community, just support as parents of how do we help encourage our children with their emotional skills, with talking about their emotions and letting them know that you are safe to tell me. If not me, then the village that we have created and that community that is directly and indirectly affecting you, because we are all in the same community of that school. And I am so grateful, and I'm so elated that there are parents that are feeling the way I feel, and have joined the group, and it's starting to become something. And I cannot wait for the first coffee meetup of talking about how do we navigate what our kids are facing. And yes, it's navigating all the things from unfortunate tech and media and peer pressure and bullying. And why not start now? Empower yourself to start now and have those conversations and open door policy with our young children. So then as they get into those preteen, teenagers, when they have those hormonal changes and they're going through their pubescent stages in life, which are going to occur no matter what, have those before, so then they can feel just like they know where to go, how to go. I can't speak for how the parents must feel for the kids that have unfortunately taken their own lives. But for all I know, they have done all the things and it was amazing, and their kids were great and they were happy and they had an open door policy and they did all the things. I am not ever going to point a finger at a parent that has lost a child. I can not only imagine, I can't. It's the worst. It's the worst. And no parent should ever have to bury their child. Oh my God, that makes me so emotional. And I've always said this to in various situations where I have experienced and seen that a parent has buried their child. And um, yeah, not giving anything, not taking away from them or blaming um, these poor parents, but something in itself, and unfortunately something bad has to happen for other people to wake up. And unfortunately that happened with me too, where like, did I wake up, did this like really like alarm me and say like, holy shit, Amber, you have to do something. And I just feel compelled, guys. I feel compelled to start something, to raise my voice, to be that anomaly, to be that mom that's saying, hello, we got to talk about this. Yeah, it's triggering, guys. Yeah, yeah. But that permanent solution to that temporary problem, I've heard this saying from posted from another parent about posting it. She's her seeing it at another school. Like, suicide's a permanent solution to a temporary problem. And my gosh, I don't know about y'all, but this is something so near and dear to my heart. And I'm so passionate about figuring out how we can just be an emotional safe space for our young children. And I have I have explained how we can mold their minds, because their minds are malleable right now in these tender ages, where we can help them figure out how to go through a problem emotionally and then come out of it. We have to go through it. We have to go through it, and we will get through it together. It's overwhelming. It's suicide's becoming an alarming prevalent, and the thought of my child being impacted by this is terrifying. And I know I'm not alone in this fear. But the fear will not take over me. I will make sure that I empower myself and my community and the parents that are with me, that are going to stand up against this prevention and holding ourselves accountable. And as parents, as exhausting as it is just to parent and dealing with emotions and co-regulating and this and that and extracurriculars and schoolwork, and not just blaming the finger at a school system, because it is greater than just parenting. True, I understand, I get it, but it also starts at home. And again, giving our kids the tools to succeed. I always tell my children, I'm going to set you up for success. My job is to set you up for success. And what does that look like? Success in getting yourself potty trained and washing your hands properly. That's setting himself up for success. Setting you up for success. Setting her up for success in life, so they can do it on their own, so they can be good citizens as they grow up. Our job is to guide, to be the shepherd, right? Not, to lead. And this is a part of it. This is a major part of it. We cannot run away from media. We cannot run away from tech. Tech is a part of our children's everyday lives. Our kids are in these public schools, and they are every day a Chromebook or whatever it is, and they're doing part of their schoolwork on their computer class and learning skills of how to type and code, light coding or whatever it is already taught within the curriculum. There is no class now that is the computer class that you go to, like it was back in the 90s for me when I was growing up. We have to go with the times. As much as I don't want to, and I don't want to expose them to all this stuff, we are doing them a disservice if we do not go with the times and learn as we grow, and learn as how this ever-evolving technology is growing. We got to get there. We got to move with them. So, this is just a very passionate topic, as you can obviously tell as I'm rambling on. I want to share some statistics with y'all. Um, and I think I already had said this about the 8% rates increasing since 2008 for ages 8 to 12, and it being the fifth leading cause of death in preteens. Now, preteens and teen rates, but like there's gender differences, there's racial disparities, especially black children. LGBTQ and youth face significantly higher risks. 39% seriously considered attempting suicide. Like, this is absolutely insanity. Empowering ourselves with, like, warning signs like changes in behavior, mood, sleep patterns, withdrawing from friends and activities, talking about death or feeling hopeless, giving away possessions, increasing risk taking. Like, these are signs that parents can look for, should look for in their preteens, teens. I'm almost a like insanely helicopter mom when it comes to my son and trying to see, like, oh, why did he do this? Oh, he didn't finish his lunch, the lunch that he always eats. Again, I can only talk about myself and what's happening in my experience in my life, and the people that are directly affected in my life are my core, obviously, family. And noticing just in the last week, he's not liking his sandwich that he always eats every goddamn day, every 3 days a week, because he's really picky, but he's like starting to not like it. So my mind starts spiraling, and I'm like, wait a minute. Is it because he's not liking the peanut butter honey sandwich that I always make him? Or is it that there's something that's a factor that's affecting him to eat it? Because I always say power in to power out. You got to put power in to power out. And you are old enough to know, hey, I'm hungry, or I'm not hungry, or I'm not feeling it. Is it a factor of like too much pressure in school and schoolwork, or is it a peer pressure, or because this is all now coming to light and I'm focusing so much on it about mental health and well-being, and are you safe, are you mentally safe, are you okay, or is there teasing going on, does the teasing lead to bullying, what's happening, do I check in often, do I not check in often, all these things that surround just one little thing that I'm thinking, okay, could that be a signal of something? Hypervigilance isn't so bad sometimes. It really isn't. Again, I'm learning as I grow. I don't know what the fuck I'm doing, but I'm trying. And if I don't try, nothing's going to get to the next level. Like, at least I know I'm trying. I guess, for lack of better words, like, at least I know I'm trying, and it could be the most annoying thing that I say to my son, and he says, "You say it a million times." Every day I tell him I love him. Every day I say it multiple times a day. Every day I tell him he's worth it, that he is amazing. I do the same for my daughter. And I'll get the answer back of, ugh, you've said it a million times, and like an eye roll. I'd rather take that than nothing. Y'all feel me? I'd rather take that eye roll and that, dang, mom, you said that a million times, of because I said I love you and you matter, and how annoying that is. I'll take that over anything. As far as him being rude or talking back or whatever it is, that's just him being allowed to share his feelings. And I hope that that always continues. That open door policy in this household is there. And he knows that, and she knows that you can tell me you don't like what I'm saying. But that's okay, because mom's still going to be saying it. I even told him the other day that I'm still going to be saying it even after the day I die. It's going to be in your brain. You're going to keep remembering mom. You're going to keep remembering. You're going to keep having this revolving thing of mom always telling you, I love you, my beautiful boy. I love you, my beautiful girl. Yeah. Well, maybe I should gather myself before I keep talking, but this is really, really, really something that just matters so much to me, because I've given life, and I almost died giving life. And these lives are precious. They're our future. They're our next generation. We have to help ourselves, equip ourselves, empower ourselves to empower them, to equip them, to give them the tools. We can only do that by speaking up. We can only do that by researching. We can only do that by coming together. We can only do that by giving out resources. I am no clinician. I am no doctor. I have a master's degree. I'm not a doctor. I'm not in that. It's in business. I'm just a mother that's raw and real, and that's, yeah, worried. Yeah, is concerned. Yeah, that is compassionate for my child, but also the direct community that affects him and my daughter. So I am here to make a change. And I had a fellow mom reach out to me. I have been waiting for someone to start something like this. Hell yeah, I want to be a part of this. And that gave me goosebumps, guys. That made me feel like, wow, I'm doing something fucking right. This is right. This is the confirmation I need to keep it going, keep pushing, because it's for the greater good. It's for our children. And having this tech in our lives it's not going away. It is a humongous factor in how our children navigate life and will be navigating life. I had this one statistic that I read that I'm like, what? Mind fucking blown. 2.6 million teens had thoughts about suicide in 2024. That's 1 in 10 kids, guys. 1 in 10 kids. How the fuck? My son's class is just about 20 kids. That's 2 kids in his class. Put that into perspective. Yeah. The national age-adjusted suicide rate climbed to 14.7 per 100,000 people in 2024, marking a 30% rise over the past 20 years. Yeah. I spoke a little bit about racial disparities. The suicide rate among Black youth ages 10 to 17 increased by 144% between 2007 to 2020, the fastest growing rate among racial groups. Black preteens ages 8 to 12 experienced the highest rate of suicide compared with any other racial groups. What the fuck are we doing, y'all? What are we doing wrong? What is happening? What is happening that we're not saving these children? What is happening? We got to make these small changes so it can be a ripple effect of fucking amazingness. It needs to become, there has to be a change. There has to be something that somebody stands for and starts as a community. And yes, I'm fucking patting myself on the back. Yes, I fucking am. That's the gangsta in me. Patting myself out on the back to start a fucking initiative that maybe somebody was too scared to, or too embarrassed to, or too shy, or too, what's the S word? Felt too shame to start. This starts with one person speaking up and bringing people together of like-mindedness, so then we can come together, hold each other accountable. Then that's a ripple effect. Check in with our children, and then check in to make sure that you are not teasing, you are not bullying, you are not that factor that is going to be a problem for another child, that permanent solution that child makes to a temporary problem happens. Yes, that's me. I will stand by it. I will fucking die for it, because that's something that's just, it's prevalent, guys. There needs to be change, and there will be change. And depression, suicidal thoughts and behaviors in teens declined in 2001 to 2024, which is good, but there's still work to do, right? There's still work to do. There's always work to do. There's always a work in progress. Yeah. Yeah. Social media surged, exposing teens to online bullying, comparing distress like body image concerns. My gosh. If I tell y'all something about Instagram, and how Instagram has for business accounts, and I'm presuming for content creators, there's something called trial reels where you can put a trial of your reel out and um, see how like non-followers, and it won't be shown to anyone to see if it gains any kind of traction, any kind of positive feedback, like people like it. Is it compelling enough for people to view? When I tell y'all, I had this one trial reel that I posted, and it was me just staring into the camera and saying, "You matter." Something along the lines of, what was it? What was it? What was it? What was it? It was you. Not everybody has to like you, and that's the way it should be. Literally, that's what I said. Not everybody has to like you, and that's the way it should be. Can y'all guess what my age demographic was for that trial reel? Like literally analytics, here are my stats. I'm going to pull it up right now as I speak. Hopefully my thing loads up so I can get to it. My age demographic for that was 13 to 17. Did y'all just hear me? 30. See, I'm going to play it now. Like 13 to 17. And I got over 500 views on that. I'm going to go down to the age 49 fucking percent. Why is that happening? 49%, and it was 91% of girls ages 13 to 17, because I'm presuming, teens Instagram accounts, however you may feel about it, it's obviously rolled out, right? But that was shown, even though that's not my target market is 18 to 45-year-old women, women that are girls that are going into college, hustling, getting into a corporate, moms that are trying to get things done, juggling every goddamn thing under the sun, and corporate women and just busy ass women. So that's like my target market. But how did my reel of me basically saying not everybody has to like you, and that's how it should be, in that trial reel, my age, my 49% age group that viewed it was 13 to 17%, and 91.5% were girls. Why do you think that happened? I think that happened because girls are looking for positive fucking affirmations. They are looking for guidance on how they are okay in their own skin. It is okay to be you. It's too bad that their minds are still growing. Yeah, your brain fully develops when you're 25. How are they being exposed to all this negativity and changing the way you should look and be and act from teenage years? I spoke to my husband about this, and I was like, look at this interesting statistic that I got out of this trial reel. Wasn't for my target market and the hashtags that I put up. It wasn't. But look who it got, whose attention it caught. And it really is so intriguing to me. Like, teen girls need it. I have a statistic pulled up again here that it says teen girls are more likely to try to commit suicide, but boys are more successful in it, unfortunately. But girls are so much more willing to try it. And mind is boggled, mind is blown. Our teen girls don't need right away when they pull something up. And I grew up with the era of the MySpace and whatever else it is. And I don't really recall how it was affecting, scrolling through something. There was more like just pages of friends, and how you can edit your page and your back page, and how fun it could look, and you can have certain themes. But every time you open something up, and I've talked about this on a prior podcast about body image, and the first thing you see on media is the media basically telling a woman to change how they are. Let it be by fucking doing Botox, or amplifying their fucking lips, or adding eyelashes, or getting a tummy tuck, or doing a brow lift, or coloring their hair, or changing, because you are not enough. Right? You hear me, right? You are not enough. How the fuck? To each his own. More power to you if you feel the best and more the prettiest or your best self in however you want to do it aesthetically. If you're an aesthetic girl, good for you. More kudos to you. Great. But our preteens, the minds that are still malleable, the minds that are still growing, how the fuck? My daughter goes to a school that is, it's called a preschool lab in a high school. She only goes for a limited amount of hours, and it's really cool. The concept's really interesting. Um, as far as it's led by a director, and there are student teachers there. At first, I was very apprehensive because I'm like, why is a child going to take care of my child? That's really weird. But there's cameras everywhere, and there's a 1-to-1 ratio. It's a preschool setting. I'm okay with it because, and I'm giving them a chance to see how this works out. Because children, they're also learning to get their credits for college. This is interesting because I didn't know about anything like this. I didn't have it up north from Massachusetts and New Hampshire, where I'm from originally, and down south in Florida, they have stuff like this, which is a preschool lab, which is interesting. But getting back to looking at these teen girls and just seeing the fad, right? The fashion, the interesting, like, body positivity they have, but there's still many girls that have their nails done, have the fake eyelashes, all these things that, yeah, societal norm, right? And yeah, it's prevalent. It's there, it's going to happen, and it's okay. But that open door policy, like, just trying to show that, like, of course it plays a role in how our children act. Even with social media and Facebook came about, like, when I was in high school, but seeing peers and having that peer pressure of wanting to fit in and being cool and having the latest trends, fashion trends. I grew up poor. I had to wear lots of hand-me-downs, and I couldn't have that. So having that shame too of trying to fit in, where girls are just nasty, right? Like, we're just nasty to each other and always competing. It's like innate in us somehow. We're always competing, unfortunately. But going back to helping prevent and aiding our children and guiding them and empowering, giving them the damn tools to succeed in life, it starts with them being really young, where we can have that open talk with them, that their feelings matter, that we can listen with an open mind, and we can embrace them for how they are, who they are, and go with the times. I don't know what the future has in hold for myself and my children and my husband. I have no idea. But I hope that I'm getting to a place where we can talk about the hard stuff. The hard stuff that I didn't get to talk about with my mother. That unfortunately she probably didn't have the knowledge or resource or the empowerment and the courage and the fucking guts to talk about. I'm going to do it. And I have been. And I always will be. And I hope that if I can make a difference, again, we're put on this earth for charity, and the charity can show up in many different forms. It doesn't have to be monetary. If I can make a difference in helping someone be guided, or just empowering another mom, like maybe I can talk about to my young child, my 4 or 7-year-old, however hard it may be, not using the damn words of, hey, let's talk about suicide. No, let's talk about feelings, and let's talk about how you can be the best you and be the unique you in your own way, and empower them that it's okay to be a certain way, but not let certain things affect them, and then to let it go. My son has a really hard time of letting go a certain emotion or a feeling about something, or when he has to make a point. I just told him the other day, like, bud, when you're talking about something, we talked about it, now let it go. Don't let it sit in your mind. Let it go. The feeling came. Let it flow through. Let's talk through it. Feel angry. Talk through it. Let it come out of your system. Cry it out. Push a wall. Punch a pillow. You cannot hit any other person. And then let it flow through you and get over it. Let's get past it. Let's work through it. Not around it, because then that's how resentment builds. That's how things fester. That's how sadness just builds up in the heart. Again, I am no clinician. I don't know what the fuck I'm doing, but I think I'm on the right path of being an encouraging mom, being an empowering parent, being a passionate community member. Yeah. And with that, y'all, I want you guys to go out and do the same. Speak up. If we don't speak up for our children, they can't speak up for themselves. I've said this to my husband, like, I'm my children's number one advocate, even against you, homie. And this would be over like disagreements or some kind of arguments about how we parent. But if we're not our children's advocate, who is? And if we don't advocate for them, how do they know to advocate for themselves? Right? We had children, y'all. It's our duty in this life to take care of them. And with that, I want to say goodbye. And on to the next episode. Have a good day, y'all. This was heavy. Definitely heavy for me. I was choking up a little bit in the beginning. I feel so empowered and compelled, though, man. This is going to happen. We will make change. We will. We got to do it together. And with that, y'all, my name is Amber Vargas, founder of Girl Pursuit.